Hey guys, and welcome back to another FIFA 17 potential squads video. Now, as you can see on the screen and by the title and thumbnail, it is going to be Manchester United, and we're going to be having a little look at a potential first team that they could be playing with next season, and also a potential second team as well. So, without any further ado, let's just go into the first team that I've selected that I think, if everything goes their way, Man United could be starting at the start of next season. So then guys, this is the first team that I think Man United will be starting next season if they do sign a few players. So, starting off in goal, we've got David De Gea. Obviously, he is one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League, and arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the world as well. So there's no reason at all why Man United shouldn't start him next season. Moving on to right back, I'm going to go with Darmian. Now, they like to use him quite a lot last season, and they don't really have any other options for that position, so I think he's going to start there. The right centre back, we're going to use Chris Smalling. He had a fantastic season last year for Manchester United, so I don't see why Mourinho wouldn't want to use him next year. Obviously, they're going to have a few players that they might look to bring in, but I definitely think Chris Smalling has secured his place within the back four. Next up, we've got a Real Madrid player here, and it is actually Rafael Varane. Now, Man United have been quite heavily linked with him for some time now, and it's a deal that I can definitely see happening. So if Man United are able to pull him in, I think he would definitely jump ahead of Phil Jones and Rojo and other players like that. So that looks like a pretty solid partnership at the back there for United if that did happen. Last back, we've got Luke Shaw. He came back from his broken ankle last week to play in a pre-season friendly for United, and apparently he was pretty decent. So it's good to see him back. Obviously, I'm not a Man United fan myself. I couldn't be further away from one being a Liverpool fan, but it's still nice to see him coming back and performing well. Centre defensive mid, I've got Paul Pogba. I know he doesn't really play deeper positions and he likes to attack, but just for the purposes of this video, I'll put him in CDM. So obviously, Man United have said, and there's been Sky Sports and BBC Sports have said that Man United are looking to complete the £103 million transfer of Paul Pogba when he actually comes back from his holiday in France or wherever his holiday is. So he'd be an incredible player, obviously returning back to Manchester United. Right midfield is the recently new signing of Henrik Mkhitaryan. Again, he played his first game for the club in a pre-season friendly the other day as well. Very, very good player. He can also play in centre attacking mid, but I can see Mourinho playing him out on the flanks, as he's pretty skillful, and that's where he's played for a lot of his time at Dortmund as well. Left mid, we've got Memphis Depay. Again, quite a skillful player. Not quite found his form yet at Man United, but now he's had a season or a few seasons to get used to the Premier League. I think he will be very, very good this year, as now he's had a year to get used to it, so he knows how to play, and I think he'll be better. Obviously, he can take free kicks and stuff as well, but with players like Ibra and Rooney and stuff, can't see him doing that. But yeah, I think he's going to play there. Then in centre attacking mid, we've got Rooney. I think he'll play there because I think he's just not going to play striker anymore. He suits a midfield role more. I don't think they want to play him too deep, so I think they're going to play him in centre attacking mid, just behind the two strikers, to play balls in and maybe get an odd goal every now and then as well. And then finally, we've got the two strikers, starting off with on the right hand side with Anthony Martial. Obviously, he's quite a promising player within the Man United team. He's going to be potentially the face of FIFA next year as well. Not that that makes a difference, but yeah, looks like a promising young player, and I can see Man United using him quite a lot. And then finally, left striker, I think is going to be Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I think that's pretty obvious. He's world class, proved himself nearly all around the world now, and I can just see him. Well, he's just going to start there, isn't he? There's nobody that's going to jump ahead of Zlatan, so that's going to be that. Now we're going to move on to a few players that they've been linked with on the bench, and some players that they could potentially pick up and sign. So then, if we do go down onto the bench, we can have a cheeky little look at some of the players they've been linked with. First off, we've got Moussa Sissoko of Newcastle. A lot of clubs have been linked with him, and a majority of these players are actually midfielders, as they are looking to strengthen that position. So we've got Ramsey there as well, obviously had a great Euros with Wales. Fabregas, not had a fantastic season with Chelsea, but he's been alright. Same with Matic. He's not really done much either, but they are very, very solid players. Next, we've got Matuidi. Again, had a very good year with PSG and a decent Euros as well with France, obviously getting to the final. And then finally, we've got two Real Madrid players in Toni Kroos and James Rodriguez, who are looking for moves away from Real Madrid and potentially to Man United. So yeah, guys, they're the players that could potentially move to Man United. So now let's just go on and look at the second team that they could potentially use. So then, guys, this is the second team that I think Man United could use. Starting off in goal, we've got Sergio Romero. They've not really got any other goalkeepers apart from De Gea and Romero. Obviously, they've now sold Valdez again. So, you know, I can't really see anybody else getting in that position. Right back, I'm actually going to go with Marcos Rojo. They have been linked with Fabinho of Monaco, but I think Rojo has played right back at some points in last season. So I think he will be able to fit in right in there and be a decent right back for them. Two centre backs, we've got one new signing and one player that has played in centre back for the majority of last season. That being Daley Blind. He did play there a lot of last season. He is capable of playing centre defensive mid as well, but he looks like he's sliding into more of a centre back position instead now. And then the other one is Eric Bertrand Bailey, who they have just signed from Villarreal, I think it was. So he looks like a fast centre back, and it could be not the tallest centre back pairing, but you know they've got a bit of pace about them, and they're very, very good defensive wise. So I can see it being all right. Left back, we've actually got Cameron Borthwick Jackson. If you don't recognise his face there, they don't really have any other left backs, do they? Really? I looked through the team that they had. They've got Luke Shaw. They've got a few players that can play left back, like Rojo, for example. But you know, he had a bit of a breakthrough season last year. Wasn't fantastic, but he was very decent for them, and so I think he can fit into the second team there. Then any of these midfielders here could go into the first team at some point, but there was just too many decent midfielders in Man United to make. I had to make two teams. So starting off in the two CDM positions, we actually have Schweinsteiger and Schneiderlin. Schweinsteiger's getting on a bit now and he's well past his prime, if you ask me. But Schneiderlin was very, very solid last year, and I would quite happily have him in the Liverpool team any day. Next in the first cam position, even though he probably will be playing centre mid, is Marouane Fellaini. They do like to throw him forward quite a lot to win down headers, and if he's in the middle of the pitch there, he is going to be winning a lot of headers and providing the other players with the balls. Two centre attacking mids, we've got Ander Herrera, who has played there, and we've got Juan Mata as well, who is potentially moving away from Man United, but for now, if he does stay, he will be in there. And then the final player on the team is Marcus Rashford. Obviously had a fantastic breakthrough season, actually got called up for the Euros with England, and I think he's going to start up front. So apart from that, guys, that's the end of the video, so please drop a like down below and subscribe while you're around here. Apart from that, have a very nice rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.